back into the house of Fata Morgan for a requiem of dream innocence. For instance, walkthrough. Alright, let's begin. Oh boy! A lot of stuff, a lot of revelations, so here we go. So what kind of miracle are you going to perform for us? And just so you know, whatever you do, it better be convincing. Be convincing. No guessing the weather. No guessing the weather this time. Blood is impure, yes? What? This is why we drain some of our blood when we are sick, and why we remove the blood from animals before we eat them. Right. So if I were to make blood pure and clean, would that be a miracle? Well, would it? Yes, I guess it would. But that's impossible. You can't do it. Okay then. Now let's go visit the elderly woman on the village. Oh, outskirts. Oh, this is the elderly woman that was sick. Oh God. Oh God, help us. See, even her mother knows it. Oh wow, that's a beautiful drawing. Good afternoon, sister. How are you feeling today? If it is our beloved saint, how very kindly of you to pay this old woman a visit. Please, stay in bed. I know you are very ill. You must rest. Oh, heavens, no. That would be dreadfully rude of me. The rain you brought 6 years ago saved my family's lives. I am more than thankful you can imagine, and I would like to show you my gratitude. Look at this hag. Her goddamn memory's starting to go. If you're going to be disrespectful, then wait outside, please. I do not want your profanity contaminate this sacred rite. Otherwise, stay quiet if you wish to see the miracle being performed. Oh, beautiful saint, please allow me to kiss your feet. I forgot that Morgana was worshipped like a saint for this. For me, yes. Thank you, my sister. That will suffice you. I am here to perform a miracle for you. Yes. You have always believed in me. Your faith is never withering. 6 years ago, the whole village acknowledged me as a daughter of God. No, they didn't. But as you can see, there are those whose faith is not strong as yours. Then because your mother's a deranged woman. How terribly tragic. That it is. And fear not, for as long as there remains faith as strong as yours, a few unbelievers will not weaken my power. This is at the time that people would believe anything. For faith is the path to salvation. Yes, it is. In celebration of your 6 years of unflattering faith, I decided to perform another miracle for you today. I ask you to do as I say, and know that I love you. Of course, my beloved sister. Protect my blood. Ooh, let's start the whole chain. Hey, did you hear the news? What's going on? Words going around is that is what the saints work and made her drink her blood. Drink her blood. She's the daughter of God. Blood ain't dirty like the rest of us. It's got real power. I guess they said that it's true. She really is a child of God. No, she's not. Yep, we got ourselves a real, genuine saint here. Not many people can say that. No, there's no way. It's not possible. It can't be. There he is. There he is! The bastard dared insult our saint. Get him! We'll put his head on the pike. Show everyone what happens when you disrespect our saint. Stop! Stop this at once. Our saint. Please, let that man go. The Lord teaches us to be kind and forgiving for one another. It does not please him to see many men fighting against him. The saying is more true than now. Although, dear Morgana, in your time before that, people killed in the name of the Lord. But he insulted you, are a saint. He called you daughter of a charlatan. Everyone makes mistakes. Bear no grudge against him for the momentary lapse in judgment. I simply pray his eyes would have been opened to the truth. I don't wish to see him punished. I forgive you. Thank you. Thank you. I was wrong. You are a saint. Never again will I call you later. I'm your faithful servant, my beloved saint. Your devotion is truly honorable. Well, I can only guess what happens after that. Regardless, I have returned, Mother. Oh. Oh, welcome back, my dear saint. Everything will be fine now, Mother. The entire village acknowledges me as a saint. Do not worry about any unbelievers, and they will show you the respect you deserve as well as the mother, daughters of God. No one will ever call you or Charlotte ever again, Mother. That's good to hear. Thank you, Morgana. But won't last too long. Oh shit! It's still night. I'm thirsty. I need to get some water. What did I... This... Mother's still awake. Who's she talking to? Herself? Oh god. What did I bring into this world? She scares me sometimes. Oh, look at her eyes. When I hear her voice, I feel like my soul is being sucked out of my body. She's a girl barely 6 years old, yet she terrifies me. I'm beginning to think she really does have some kind of strange power that allows her to manipulate, to control people. Well, I'm not sure if whether or not it's truly unholy. Not really, because people would believe anything at this time. Is she really a saint? Her heart tells me she's something else. Oh, what horror have I wrought upon this earth. You know as well as I do, God, that nothing divine could possibly grow in my womb. Are you punishing me, God, for the sins committed that night years ago with the vagrant? Am I dreaming? This is all a bad dream. Mother would never say such things about me. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. Well, it's not, Morgana. You know the truth. But not yet. Good morning, Mother. Good morning, my darling little saint. Is something wrong? You look vexed. Mother, last night... Did something happen last night? No, nothing happened. Oh, I've always been a saint, right? From the day I was born. Just got into you, my dear. Of course, you're the daughter of God. Nothing will ever change that. Thank you. So it was all a dream. I should just forget all about it. Ah, I almost forgot. I have something for you. I'm sure you'll love it. For your 6th birthday. It's nothing much, but will you wear it? What is it? It's a little brooch. You can use it with a shawl or cloak. It's a butterfly. Butterflies are believed to be God's messengers. So I thought it'd fit you nicely, my dear. It's so pretty. I mustn't allow myself to be taken in by shallow, worldly beauty. I'm not an ordinary little girl. Father would be greatly disappointed for me if I would have behaved like one. And thank you very much, Mother. Your gift means a great deal to me. Of course I'll make use of it. You're quite welcome. It's hard to believe you're only 6 years old. What's that, Mother? Oh, nothing. Before I forget, after what you did the other day, people begun having you perform miracles for them too. But you're still so young. I'm not sure if it's wise for you to go around giving out blood to everyone who asks. Wait, what? So it was Morgana who did it, not her mom? It's my sacred duty to put those in need before myself, even if it means cutting yourself up every day. Oh, shit. I will accept the pain gladly. It is a symbol of the good work I do in my father's name. I see. Well, you made up your mind, it seems, so I support you in any way I can. Oh, yeah, another busy day. It's been 3 years now, and 3 years? We're starting to see more and more travelers from faraway lands. People instead of trade posts in the village, yet not a single coin comes our way. We're losing money every day. Morgana? Who is it, mother? What is it, mother? It's before my next business. Prepare for my next visit. Why must you hand miracles for nothing? Why would you even ask such a question, mother? Rebelling what it is, my dear. It's not wrong to expect a little money for our service. No, mother, it is wrong. Miracles have to be bartered for. God, the Father, does not charge for his miracles, so why should we? When I'm only borrowing his power. Listen to me, Morgana. Every time you give someone a blessing, you're hurting yourself. If not for the miracle study, you still deserve some degree of compensation for the pain. I know you're concerned for me, mother, and I know you're concerned. I know you're concerned for me, mother, and I appreciate it very much. But I'm happy when things aren't. No, you're not. You're gonna regret that. I'm happy to be able to help others with my heavenly Father powers. A power for you won't much longer, my dear. If we can't afford to keep ourselves fed. I'm a saint, aren't I? Yes. You're my sweet little saint. God will not forsaken his saint. No matter how difficult it may get, he will always provide me a way to continue doing his work. Are you the mother of that? And you're the mother of that saint, aren't you? Yes, that's right. I give in to you untainted by the hands of man. Then you must respect his will as well, mother. It must be the highest priority. You're right. I was wrong, my dear saint. Jesus, man. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Mother, you agreed with me. You said I was right. So why are you taking money from that man? Mother? Why? I mustn't let myself cry. I mustn't let myself cry. I must always stay strong. I must endure his trials. My saintly grace power must not waver. Father will be greatly disappointed in me, and then I would know where to call home. My head is throbbing. What a wonderful way to start the day. I like to sleep in for another 6 or 12 hours, but I still have things to take care of after yesterday. First, down to the pub to talk to the gang. As we transition to the next scene, with that bird so chirp in the background. I drink way too much this thing. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. The Jacopo! Jacopo! I need your help! I can't carry everyone out by myself. Alright. I'll drag them out to the streets. And please, don't shout, though. My head hurts enough as it is. Thank you! I said stop shouting! I guess I'll start with him. That's kind of funny. There's a lot of comic relief now in the requiem dream. Morning, friends. Morning, friends. Oh, it's the big guy from last night. Name's Grantine. Try not to forget it, cause you'll be seeing a lot of me. Which reminds me, I never gave you a name. I'm just a drifting little flower. My name's important, but if you will lend us a hand, that would be lovely. A hand with what? Obviously with the booze. Haven't you had enough? Not even close. Well, there isn't any left. Or did you forget the two of you last night drank the whole town dry? We're just going to be playing old restaurant for the next few days. Oh well, that's a crying shame. And whose fault was that, is it? How many trips is this gonna take? We're all still like rocks. Oh, I thought they eradicated a new wall for a second, but it's just you. So it's super clear. Since there wasn't any real illusion last night, you passed out first, which means hey, top of the morning, Jacopo. What a beautiful morning it is. You seem to be doing quite well. What happened to your aggressively compulsive routine from last night? I had you all wrong, Jacopo. What? I heard you peg would stick up your ass rich boy kind of fellow, but you all drink like a pro. The true measure of man is how well he holds his boots. You proved yourself. You're one hell of a man. Oh, sure. Psst. At least give me a hearty hell yeah, would ya? Don't tell me wrong about you. I'm not just full of capacity at the moment. It's taking me a little longer than normal to process. And your point is, you got my seal of approval. We help each other back at the Lord's man, but now we're comrades, partners in crime. Hold up. What? You don't want to be partners? I never said that. You make it sound like we're planning on staying, though. I most certainly do. You're one of the Lord's servants. You're one of the Lord's slaves, you know. The slaves who indict the revolt. It's not safe for you to stay here. For if someone were to identify you, you'd be dead and... life's too short to quabble over shit like... Someone might try and kill you. It's hardly quibbling. The reason we had all that slaves transported to different cities. And trust me, I know it's safe for me to stick around, but I want to be here for that horse, and finally gets that coming. Like hell, I'm building the head of peak. Okay then, as long as we have the risk, that's your choice to make, and that's the case. I'm glad to have you. It isn't just such the valiant comrade. Should prove quite inspiring to the rest of the gang. You're damn right it will. You should have said that to begin with. Skip all the not safe nonsense. Besides, everything just applied the same to you. For as anyone in that manner concerned, you're a slave as much as me. And your infiltration job didn't exactly have a laying low. They'll recognize you. Fair enough. I haven't heard of any wanted posters going up yet. But you're right. Best to remain cautious for now. Though as long as we keep to the slums, we should be relatively safe for the time being. I'm assuming has thought that is. We're safer in the lawless dump than the city proper. Indeed, but the gang has eyes and ears covering the entire district. If someone doesn't show up, word will spread quickly. So if the Lord's guards try to slip in, they'll cover up alone just like that, eh? Precisely. Which is to say it's a good part of the town, of course. We have more than our fair share of hooligans. You just have to be able to protect yourself, which I doubt would be the issue for you. Hell yeah, bring on the pickpockets. I'll rob every last one of them blind, maybe even literally. I'm glad he's on our side. Well, if you're gonna be staying here, I should probably show you more than just the pub than our pub of choice. To find work as well. Not that should prove any trouble. With your muscles, you can choose pretty much anything. A bodyguard, a carpenter, metal worker, whatever you like. At first... Can you actually tell me what this dull bit outside? Aye. I wouldn't want... Where do you want me to toss them? Be gentle with them, if you would. They are ours, for what it's worth. Okay, that's interesting. Good lord, between cleaning up the pub and short garnitine around, that goes most of my day. The brothel's probably open by now. To the back entrance it is. Back entrance, you say? Whoa, holy shit. That's cool. Hey, anyone home? No one? Don't tell me she would wander in your position. Hey, hey. Oh, hey there, Jakob. Oh, hey there, Jakob. Your perfect timing. Maria! Maria, the girl. Where'd she go? Huh? She was here last I checked. Last you checked? You're supposed to be looking after her. Huh? Huh? Anyway, help me look for her. Yeah, I don't think that'll, excuse me? Turn around. Morgana! and fled from the Lord's really cute and really nice. Well, my whole body is so slimy. After the slave man left, I retreated to the corner of this room. I retreated to the corner of the room, sat down, and pulled up my knees up to my chest. To the walls I could hear men and women sitting. So I plugged my ears into the block of the navel noise. It was filthy here. If I remained in this place too long, I'd probably taint my soul. I need to get out as soon as possible. But I couldn't bring myself to leave. My body refused to cooperate. Just thinking about going out there into the slums, all alone, sent uncontrollable shivers down my spine. I was the daughter of a god. What do I have to fear? Such worldling emotions were unbefitting of a saint. I was pitiful, pathetic. I hated it. I have nothing to fear. God will always lead his saint to where he needs it the most. As long as I continue performing miracles, people will acknowledge me as a true daughter of God. I have nothing to fear. You're a damn witch wearing a saint's skin. Will they? Though, will anyone look at me and see a saint? I could hardly see a saint in his face. The Lord and the guests with their revulsions, their fear. That's the appropriate reaction. I was repulsive. Not something to be welcomed with open arms. Saints and angels were always spoken of as beautiful, while demons and witches were spoken as hideous. Any miracles I performed would be seen as the work of the devil, not God. But it didn't matter. It was my sacred duty to offer a helping hand to anyone in need, no matter how much repercussions I suffer for it. My heart was resolute. My head is all muddled. I can't stand this. One day, I'll show her the world. And think about the slave man. It made even a bigger mess inside my head. It wasn't all unpleasant, though. He didn't push me away because of how I looked. He treated me like an ordinary girl. Not a witch. Not a saint either. And besides, I was being disrespectful. I know that. He was well within his rights to be angry. He could let me go, but he didn't. He got angry, but he told me to stay. Poured ointment on me. Smiled even. A very curious man indeed. And then there's what he had to say about his homeland. Just because my name reminded him of where he came from didn't mean it came from there as well. Never mind the nonsense about us sharing ancestors. I had no bloodline to trace back. My mother had convinced me without a man knowing. As if, Morgana. And my father resided in the heavens above, the Lord. The very idea that we share blood was absurd. And yet, what if somewhere on this earth, there are people who share my blood, who feel what I do, who think what I think, who see the world the same as me? What if somewhere there, like that, really does exist? That would be very, so very. The line of flaws are on board. Every line goes forward. Whoa, where are we? There she is. An early summer breeze blew past, resulting in vivid green leaves. With a pleasantly warm wind on my back, I entered the graveyard. Anyone who wasn't from around here would have probably thought nothing more than a curious arrangement of stones on an abandoned plot of land, though. No one knew the names of the most buried here, and the pub would die without anyone being by their side. In death, though, they finally found themselves with someone to give them attention, to show them love. Love is a form of prayer for those who repose their souls. And this band of plot of land knelt in its de facto caretaker. A young girl is the only person who paid the dead who laid here any mind. She's too deep in prayer. I guess I'll have to wait. It's been a little under 2.5 years since I had rescued Morgana from Lord's Band. Ooh, good time to jump. Skip. Much to my carnage, she was still far from anything that could be described as opening up. Opening up, but she wasn't quite as distant as before. From my perspective, at least. See, I stopped calling the girls that brought this violent and pure, and she was even more somewhat conversational. Well, sometimes. It seemed to me her trauma had loosened its grip on her, if only a little. Of course, she had the tendency to be on the brutally blunt side, which became more obvious. She started talking more. I felt like the brutal part was getting more and more poignant every day, though I suppose it was a good sign. Better than her refusing to interact at all, at least. Probably. She also, most notably, began showing signs of independence. Braring and sending off the dead who had no family loved ones to do it for them was one such activity she had taken on. Living in the slums, it was hardly uncommon to see corpses abandoned in the alleys or on the side of the road. And generally speaking, they would be tossed off into a ditch somewhere out of the way to rot. Well, the past couple of years, that had stopped happening, because Morgana had taken it on herself to give them proper burials and a gravestone. Nothing fancy, just a plain slab of rock to mark the graves, but it certainly seemed more respectable than the alternative. Every day, she came out to the grave to pray for the departed. She always seemed to be a bit abnormally pious, but there was something almost frightening about her dedication to the task. She was only 9 years old at the time of the slave revolt, which made her 11 now. And rather than play with children her age, she collected abandoned corpses in slums and brought them here to bury and pray for. Abnormal. Didn't begin to describe it. Some time ago, I asked her, "Hey, why don't you go out and play like other children?" To which she calmly replied, "I couldn't possibly waste my time ideally engaging in worldly recreations." I knew that God was the most important figure in my life, but it still seems excessive. Not even a covenant was that Adrien made numerous attempts to warm him up, but they all fell flat. Nothing I said seemed to get through the heavy walls she built around herself. And that was how Morgana acted around me and the girls at the brothel, those closest to her. The rest of the town could hardly get within shot distance because before being shut out. Although it wasn't like they tried either. Mostly everyone actively distanced themselves from her. On some level, they appreciated taking care of the bodies that showed up. But ultimately, to them, she was a little more than a spider that captured more dangerous insects begrudgingly left to its own devices. Hardly anyone found her pleasant, and they didn't hide her either. But not because of her choice in hobbies. The biggest factor was, of course, May your souls find eternal peace. Distinct remarks covering her face. You all done? I didn't realize you were there. Been here for a little while now. Should we pay more attention to your surroundings? This isn't exactly the safest area. Why bother? No one's going to do anything to me. Maybe not now, but a few years down the line, that's a whole nother story. You should get in the habit early. You're a growing girl, and your face could very well be better by then too. Never mind the fact that people out there will take anything as long as it's got girl parts. What if one of them decides to target you? A paling. A paling? Aren't they? Which is why you should be a little more careful. You're already a paling man. Why am I impaling? Because the thought crossed your mind. It did not! I'm just saying, there are people out there who think like that, and you need to look out for yourself. The fact that they would say that it all is appealing. I'm just looking out for you. Oh Lord, may the sinful man... Oh Lord, may the sinful man be cast down to hell where he belongs. Jeez, you know no mercy, do you? I feel like you treat those corpses nicer than you do to me. You'd be correct. If you want me to be nice to you, go die. The girl has no mercy. Anyway, if you're done praying, get over here. It's ointment time. How many times does it tell you? You're wasting your time. Don't be so pessimistic. Rome wasn't built in a day. There's still other ointments we haven't tried. I'm not being pessimistic, Then, unless you want to stay looking like that, what do we have to lose? Now, come on. Off with the hood. You are a very stubborn man. Puddle. Pot. Kettle. Call me whatever you want. Nothing you say would bother me the slightest. I loathe you. What? You were saying? You're kidding, right? Partly. You little... I thought we were gonna apply the ointment. What are you waiting for? I sigh and give her a little growl. Let's put some ointment with my fingers. Morgana angered her face towards the floor, closed her eyes and waited for me to begin. There was an element within the gang that gave me flack for all the time I spent looking and caring for Morgana. Well, it was mostly just Grantine, actually. If I were you, I would have tossed that ungrateful brat on her ass years ago. It would be another story if she were a looker or a curse. And to agree, I understand where it's coming from. I certainly would appreciate a little gratitude. On the other hand, all the time I spent with her, even as large as being verbally abused, allowed me to notice the more subtle changes in her mannerism. Seeing that growth, however small, was one thing that motivated me. Was motivated me to keep at it. For example, a year ago, whenever I wanted to make a physical contact with her, I had to verbally reassure I had no intentions into any harm, or she was likely to start shouting. And even if she didn't, she would just sit there the whole time with applied ointment, incredible stiff. Now, she's more relaxed. I could even sense a trust emanating from within her as my fingers rubbed against her skin. It wasn't my imagination, at least I didn't think it was. It was something only perceptible, though, through the facts of making direct physical contact. That shit's still borderline indestructible. As I massaged over to the skin, I traced the outline of her face with the flat of my thumb. The vast majority of her face was discolored, and in places patches of freshened and fallen off. The skin at the corner of her lips was shivered and curled up, which you can only imagine was fairly painful. It was rough and uneven, hardly a pleasant sensation, and a far cry for the clean, smooth skin most girls of age would have. Maybe she's right. You would think it would show some sign of healing now if it were ever going to. Some of my consistent music. This part of me was most disappointed, most frustrated with the complex lacks of improvement. The weapon wasn't cheap, to be sure, but it didn't give a damn about the money. But I gave the money. It was a sense of hopelessness that got me, that it was all for nothing. Back when we first took her in, Maria suggested the marks on Morgana's face might be mantis or something psychological or emotional. when I was beginning to think she was right. That wasn't going to stop me from trying, though. The only thing I could think of to do for her, I wonder, what she'll look like when she's all healed. Maybe she'll smile for once. I'd like to see that someday. Hello? Is anyone there? You need something? Oh, sorry, I lost my thoughts. I didn't realize I had to stop. Lost in your thoughts? That sounds positively dreadful. What's that supposed to mean? I was just thinking about what? Never mind. Finishing that just began. Beginning another round to Whoa. That's not what I want to get your attention away. What happened there? Where? Your arm. It's cut. Morgana pointed to a gash peeking from the sleeve. It wasn't very deep wounded. It was hardly a mere scratch either. Oh yeah, that's, you know. I decided to not know. It's not important. Don't worry about it. Use that on yourself! Huh? The ointment. Stop wasting on my face, which is never going to heal, and use it on yourself. Don't need to work up on it, Morgana. I'm not worked up. I'm simply expressing my disconnect for your foolishness, which I'm pretty sure is the definition of being worked up. Regardless, don't use any more ointment on me. Use it on yourself. I'm sure it will appreciate actually being useful for once. Also, check medicine doesn't have feelings. Really, it's not that bad. And besides, I want to get more. So what's the difference? You're going to get more? And what are you gonna do that would make you say that? Yeah, too sinful to admit. You're an abhorrent man. No, I'm swearing, it's nothing bad. You win, I'll tell you. What's up to keep it a secret? I am doing a little training. Training? Yeah. Crime and unrest have been rising in the slums. Well, not just slum, the city proper too. Things were quiet for a while the slaves revolt, but the Lord suddenly imposed a mayor. His tax increased about 6 months ago. Which resulted in significant number of people unable to afford living in the city. To put it simply, the iron fist is squeezing even tighter than ever. As a result, there's been a huge influx of people in the slums. You know what things are already, don't you? What do you suppose happens when you have limited resources and space? There's only twice as many people living for their share. People trying to take out the territory, and they're fighting over to defend it. People are mugging and robbing each other over scraps. It's a mess. I had no idea. Not many thieves pick makeshift graveyards. There's their marks after all. Though in this case, I actually think you're being so isolated is probably to your benefit. But even me and the rest of the gang have formed a band of peacekeepers of sorts. Peacekeepers? It is not the city's guards' job. The guards never get damn about the slums. Why waste manpower on people we can't even pay their taxes? As far as the Lord and his men are concerned, we're just living off his land. We're damn lucky that we're getting active effort to chase us all out. That means our responsibility to protect ourselves. I see. So you're training to use a sword as part of this band of peacekeepers. In short, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. In what way? Whoa, she came closer. Give me the ointment. I'm not done with your... What's even left? You've done more than enough. Now give it to me. Here. Roll up your sleeve. You're not gonna put that on me, are you? Like I said, I don't need... How many times did I tell you to do the exact same thing? And how many times have you listened to me? This is payback for all the times you refused to listen to me. You can't argue with that, can you? No, I guess I can't. What are you smirking about? Nothing? Well, Morgana? Morgana. Try to keep this sort of thing to me, if you would. Huh? I don't want to live my training time. I prefer my come on away. That man will work because he sends all the soldiers in as we speak. I'm sure there are other more suited for the job. You just don't seem like you'd be especially adept with the blade. Hey, don't judge my skill by my appearance. I'll have you know I'm the second strongest member of the gang. Oh yeah? That's very assuring. You're on fire today, huh? It seems you've forgotten, but I'll put up a dance fight against Lord during the... God, what the hell's wrong with me? Why am I taking up some of the most painful members of the cheap barrack? Anyway, you get the idea. I'm pretty good with the sword, so you don't need to worry about me. I see. Of all the curiosity, what's your strongest member? Excuse me? Why would she ask me to my face to give the name one the strongest member than me? It's not a difficult question. I guess some asshole named Grantine. Interesting. Well, I hope it brings number 1, and you stay number 2 forever. Now, why exactly would you want that? Tori's on train so I can pass Grantine, and she wants me to stay below him? Unbelievable. I get it. It's easier to look down for me if there's someone who could put me in my place for you. That isn't why... No? Well then, mind telling me why? The strongest member of the group is the one who stands in front of the lines. What's the point? What's your point? The most qualified person heads charge, yes. I don't see anything wrong with that. It puts them at greater risk. Wait, are you? Are you concerned for my safety? It's not you I'm concerned about. Your death will make life more difficult for the girls at the broth. Well, what would you look at that? You worried about me. I guess even you have a soft spot or two. Oh, for heaven's sake! Alright, told you, that's not why... I'm all done. Thanks. Now, I assume you finished your business here? So if you were to make yourself scarce, no need to be so rude. What do you have the ultimate motive for wanting me gone? For one, it's impossible for the dead to rest in peace with you around. Maybe try to think about the living for once. I never really cared for how much important people put on showing respect for the dead. It all seems pointless to me. Your blasphemy knows no end, does it? When your time comes, you're gonna find yourself with no one to grieve over your loss. Fine with me. People are only worth their soul while they're gone. And what's about the afterlife? If you got time to think about the next life, you all live in an overcrowded slum where someone might kill you one day for a couple of coins. All the more reason to take in the consideration. The consequences of actions the life of next should serve to encourage us to always do what's right. I'm not sure what to buy. Not sure to buy that. I'm done with this conversation. I don't think there's any getting to the thick skull of yours. If I offended you, I apologize. I didn't mean to. It's saying, Morgana, would you mind humming that song you found so fond for me? Huh? Where did that come from? I'm in a good mood today. I better wait to improve a good day than with good music. I'm not following your reasoning one bit. Why should I have to sing to make you feel better? What's the big deal? It's not anymore. If you've been half-hearted, do this tiny little favor to me. Just because you're trying to manipulate me makes it a wonderful way to make me want to do anything for you. Okay, I'm sorry. That was mean of me. Please. This is not very sincere. But fine, I'll do it. Facing me. I gotta drop to the grassy ground, staring out the distant gate to hum. to him while the dead, but I focused on the girls at the brothel would sometimes sing. No one seemed to know who had written it, though. The words were slightly vulgar, and people were supposed to clamp and hoot along with the music. Morgana only hummed the melody, leaving the rest of that out. In isolation, the sound of her voice became a thing of beauty. It was pure, untainted by the filth of the slums, unscarred by the criticism of people who normally sing it. In many ways, it's hard to believe that they were the same song. It felt like hers, like it existed solely to be heard in her voice. They should sing it. I sprawled out of the grass. The blue sky. The blue sky appeared above me as far as the eyes could see, and as I gazed up onto it, all my problems seemed to fade away. That I lived in a dirty slum, that the Lord was digging his claws even deep into the city, that I was in the middle of a makeshift graveyard for those who had no one else. It all just disappeared. I felt almost as though I had ascended to heaven. The first time I heard Morgana sing was, I remember, approximately a year earlier. At the time she was still completely walled off. It's like she's been when I first brought her to the slums. She always kept her eyes on the feet, and she spoke in a soft voice, frequently pausing. She was wearing, I remember, including me. I had a bright look on her face, and she shouted and roared practically for me not to touch her. To be honest, it's somewhat aggravating. Another I asked about her father. She pointed up to the sky, saying, "He's up there." Which took a minute he was dead, so I dropped the subject back to playing overture. At some point I started humming the song, which I picked up from the girls. Upon hearing, she told me she was quite fond of it. And then she began singing. I immediately found myself entranced by her voice. Though she spoke in soft, muffled tones, her singing voice was so incredibly clear. It was like I was listening to a choir of angels. Of course, for that moment, I put that thought into words so its proficiency. I just turned to some loser cheap pickup line. Lucy, I really thought I was. It really is something though. As if she told me her voice could raise the dead. I'll be inclined to believe it. It was just that beautiful. Oh, true, Morgana could be difficult and was the most affable. I knew that at her heart she was a sensation and compassionate girl. That she would come to this graveyard every day and pray for peace for the forgotten souls. Was more than enough proof of that. Though she surrounded herself with high walls, she probably the kindest, most loving person I knew. And that what drew me to her. It didn't matter what anyone said about her. How quickly they were to judge her as ugly and in the office. I knew they were all wrong. It would be wonderful if I could spend the rest of my days listening to her sing. Are you asleep? I'm awake. I'm just resting my eyes. Oh. I was about the cute of being bored for having the audacity to ask me to sing and then fall asleep. The fact you're almost upset seems as if you want me to be heard, despite how much you protested. No, I'm simply... Oh, I got the perfect idea. We can build a makeshift stage at the pub and have you sing for everyone. What? Don't worry, it'll be fine. You can wear a mask if you don't want to see your face. You want to get on stage if you'd rather not. You can just sing behind a curtain. Who knows, you can end up being a big hit. Come on, all. Come on, come all. Hear the soothing song of the angelic siren. Absolutely not. No, I think it's a pretty good idea myself. Oh, it's because you don't like taking people's money. I wasn't planning on charging. I thought it would be more nice if people could hear. As I already said, absolutely not. If you push the issue any further, I'll never sing for you again. No, forget I said anything. It's a good opportunity to get her interacting with more people, but I guess not. Such a pretty voice is wasted on just me. What? You look like you said something else to say. Nope, not a thing. Well, I'm not going to force you to pose it. Say, Morgana, this should have been one to ask you for a while now. You never had to call me by name, have you? And where did that come from? I just been thinking about it. I can't recall a single time you've done it more than 2 years when we know each other. Don't tell me you've forgotten my name. Are you kidding me? Oh boy! I remember it, yes. I don't want to emphasize remember. Is you that big of a deal? That's rarely ever anyone else around. It's not like you don't know what I'm talking to. Besides, I'm planning to leave when I get older. So there's not much point to it. And getting very attached to anyone. Wow, Morgana, you're making me cry right now. Whew. Do you have any destination in mind? Not yet. Why do you think so far ahead then? You're 11 years old. You still got a few years before you're old enough to be independent. And you're going to spend the whole time keeping everyone at arm's length? Just think. Maybe it's about time you took down some of those walls. Maybe take a light weight off your shoulders in the process. I'm not going to say you have to now. Anyway, I should head out. I've got work to do. I'm trying to say how you're too late, okay? I'll be leaving as soon as you're gone. I could walk you back then. I can make it back fine on my own. Thank you. As you wish. Great. Hey, we're gone. I thought you were leaving. One day, I'll show the world. Do you ever get tired of saying that? You gotta think big, dream. The world's changing all around us. And life's just fighting to make it day by day in life at all. I don't want to spend the rest of my days confined to this tiny little world of corn. Well, try to let your dreams grow so big they crush you. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'll just have to sing. I'll just have to sing for me. I'll just have you sing for me if it gets to be overwhelming. Why would I be there? Why wouldn't you? It's hard to share the world if I don't bring you with me. Knowing you still won't know where you want to go. So I'll bring you with me, where we can find a place for you together. I don't need to see the world. All I want is... What was that? Nothing. Now I'm more curious. It's nothing, really. Now go, shoo. Fine. See you later. Doesn't he have a good time chasing me down day after day? I thought I walked him off. Well, I honestly don't see anything in one bit. Apparently a lot of people respect me. It seemed to have a very large social circle as well. I couldn't fathom why someone like him would go out of his way to spend time with me. Whew. It wasn't like the people to talk to. It certainly was because we got along. Never mind my face, which couldn't be pleasant for anyone to be subject to any amount of time. Would it go so far with a simple pity? Hopefully it doesn't have any ulterior motives. At long last, your face is healed. I spent enough money to build a house. And you're gonna pay me back tenfold. Now go forth, Morgana, work. Be the greatest one of the brothel that's ever seen more. It's probably not that devious. You have foolish speculation. Let's go start to get darker soon. I should head back. Morgana. There she is. The brothel was really quiet this time of day. The girls worked at night, so or generally just sleep while the sun is out. It was my job to take care of cleaning, laundry, preparing meals when they rested. When I first arrived here, everything was so filthy. And while I still felt the way to a degree, nights when they were open for business were still miserable. I was quite so prejudiced against the girls themselves anymore. They were kind to me, and treated me like a sister, or tried to at least. I kept them a distance though, looking so overly sprung them as I had before. But as the holy daughter of God, I could not form familiar relationship with prostitutes. I could delight in being pumped by them. My unwillingness to open up probably dissuaded them, but they still did not throw me out or lash back at me for it. They wanted me anything. About my face. As prostitutes, they frequently caught all sorts of disease. In many more than 2 years, several had passed away. One got in hives all over her body, transforming from fairly pretty to absolutely hideous in only a few days' time. And they had seen considerably more than me. So they had no reason to commit any girl with little flesh missing from her face. Which wasn't to say everyone's sympathetic in me. I should get the fire started. They came mostly clean before leaving for the cemeteries. My next task was preparing food for the day. Supplies have been scant of late, which meant today I was making again another watery vegetable soup. Alright. You mentioned crime was on the rise. That will explain the trouble of getting supplies. And here I am, completely oblivious to what's going on inside. For the first time, from time to time I catch the girl singing out to with an uncomfortable laugh. She's still the same old Morgana. But personally, I felt as though I had changed quite a bit since arriving here. No longer being indiscreetly disgusted by the prostitute was big enough. But even more significantly, how pathetic. I become subtly aware how much I was the recipient of other generosity. Before coming here, that would never occur to me. I was always the giver of generosity. The saints, everyone, man, woman, child alike, came for help. I had told anyone I was though, so I didn't get any special treatment. And perhaps that was the point which had allowed me to change. Of course, because I kept all the tightly locked up. The only thing that people saw was a lovely girl. Finally, the coals lit. I had to add the tinder. Knock, knock. What? Knock, knock, knock. What the? And who shouts? Everyone's asleep. So she yells. But everyone's exhausted. The rest. Knock, knock, knock. For say, quiet down there. Oh, finally, someone. Ah! And we'll continue this next time. That's a good way to end it.